Good evening, everybody. See who we got in the chat tonight. Hope everybody's doing well. We've got Linda Peterson. Morning. She was in early. There's Heather Landskron, and there's hey. I smashed that like button. Did everybody else? We got there's LJ Woodworks. That's Todd Leginus. And there's my Ann Dale. Good evening. I hope you're doing well. I hope things are going well. And there's Linda Peterson now instead of this morning. And there's Hiking with Jackie Boy and Liberty Layers Hangout Bodie. Don't have no water in it. Amy's here. Good evening, Amy. So, we've had some exciting stuff happen this week. Got the cement slab put all the way around the Vineyard Farmhouse this week, and I'm excited. I walked around on it a little bit, but I didn't want to, put furniture on it yet or anything. It's kind of soon. But yeah, there's a lot of nice views from the patios that are around the house now. I got to start a series, I know, on the exterior of the house, and the concrete will probably be, at this point, would be the last video of all of them. I'm sure there's going to at least be two, maybe three videos showing the exterior of the house and its progress. But I got to really dig some old footage up to get started with that. So I didn't put a video out this week. There was just too much going on in my mind, and with the concrete being poured and stuff. I know I'm trying to put a video out each week, but I said, sometimes life has priorities, and I had to get through this week with the stuff that was going on, and there's still more that has to be done. James Hall is in here. Good evening. And Hardneck Farms. Did I miss anybody else? This is an open mic, and I did put the link at the top of the chat, as always. So you're free to come up and talk about your channel or what you've got going on this week that might be interesting to tell everybody. I don't know how to elaborate on that. It makes the house look shorter and wider now, because the house stuck up out of the ground so much. Well, we raised the ground and then put a patio on top of it, so now seems shorter. It's definitely changed the whole feel of the house. Really did. And then not next week, but the week after that, he's supposed to come in and working on concrete around my house.
Howdy.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm trying to make myself as big as you are on here. There we go.
Yeah, don't make me look big. Bigger than you. You're bigger than me. You're 6'4".
If I'm standing up, if we're laying down, you're taller.
Okay. Hey, there's Chris. My buddy Chris, that's Adventure Awaits. His lives are doing well with his video gaming. And who else?
So Bodie was asking when the race is. It's September I have to look this up every time. It's September 19th and 20th. But if you're going to come a day, come the 20th. So that's going to be the main day. 19th is just playing around. 20th is race day. Arkansas City, Kansas. Hi, Melinda. Hey, Lori.
Yeah. Now I want concrete around my house. Not like the big house has, but I want a patio. I do have a big patio where the garage was. That's like a 16 by 30 patio.
Yeah.
But I want one in the front so that the water coming off the house can, the concrete can take it out away from the house. Because gutters are futile on these houses. I know darn well that if we put gutters on these houses, the icicles would rip them off.
Wow. You have a lot of that, huh?
Yeah, and the thing of it is, we did what we thought we needed to do for air ventilation in the attic and everything to keep it from doing the icicle thing. But the houses were never designed properly to begin with, and they're practically, I don't even know what you would do to change it to make it better. But we get some huge ass icicles coming off my parents' house.
Wow. That's awesome. They're dangerous. They're dangerous too because they can fall on you and everything else. It's just not a good deal.
Well, fortunately, the entrances to, I think just about all the entrances have a eaved end, so there is no icicles where you come out the house.
Yeah, but me, I'd be out there under an icicle somewhere.
Probably with your four-wheeler trying to jump over a log and hit the icicle.
Yeah. Hey, I found out something. I bought these little tiny ringneck pheasants at the auction, right? And I have found out that those things are easier to deal with than chickens because whenever I let the chickens out, it's hard to get them back in. It's hard to get them back in the run. But when I let those ringneck pheasants out, they will fly. They will run 100 miles an hour across everywhere. They'll just. But later on, they just all go right in their little pen. Just, it's wild. I'd never thought that I would be able to take ringneck pheasants and turn them loose and they would come back. You know what I'm saying? It's wild. So I'm starting to let them free range during the day. It's pretty cool.
I think we had it pretty easy when we had chickens. We just had a chain link fenced area. It was pretty good sized, and there were trees inside that fenced in area, and they just all came in on their own. They flew up over the fence, jumped up in the trees, and they were done for the night.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have them. I think we had them for one full year, at least. I never had a problem with anything getting them or anything. It's just easy.
Well, that's good.
We just fed them, and then they were out in the yards all day long.
Well, our chickens, the first place they want to go is the garden. That is the absolute. I mean, if you let them out, they hone in on that garden like crazy. Pheasants don't do that. They kind of just run around, and it's really wild because sometimes they'll just lay down out in the middle of the yard. The grass is short, but they'll lay down. They think they're hid, and you walk up and they'll just flush. Just like wild pheasants, they'll just take off and they'll fly plumb out of sight, and then about 5 minutes later, you'll see them come running back. Pretty cool. Pheasants up here in the woods is what we got. So,
yeah. Fortunately, we had all our fields, and we didn't have gardens. We had fields. and they were all down back, so far away from where the chickens were.
I just noticed something. You know, I should have noticed this earlier. I noticed under your hat, but I noticed that you've lost like 5 pounds off your face. Your beard.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I cut it, I don't know, just after I left from where you guys were and stuff. I cut it down quite a bit. This is a little shorter than even the last time I cut it down.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's shorter now than it was last time I saw you.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking in person, I'm talking about on a live. So
Yeah.
I'll go in 3 coops 30 minutes before dark. I just have to shut the door.
Even that last video I did, it was longer than this. Yeah, I literally got sick of it. I was fine with it for the longest time, and then you know how like anytime you get to that point where it's like I need to lose weight, you see a picture of yourself or you see yourself in the mirror and you go, okay, it's time, and I got to do something.
Right.
Well, when I saw those videos coming out of, you know, with you and I going to the auction and anything coming out of Mid-America, I said, no, I'm done with that. It's got to go. Looks like a goat.
But yeah, the thing is we're right before we go on our cruise. We're going on our cruise, and I guess it's less than 20 days at this point. We're going on that cruise. And before we go, I'm going to go and have all this trimmed up and haircut and all that kind of stuff before we go. But the wild thing is they made us take a selfie of ourselves on the app that they have to show how we're going to look on the ship. And I'm like, I'm not going to look like this on the ship. And Christine goes, just, put it on there.
You're not going to change that much.
Well, it'll change quite a bit because I'm gonna get rid of almost all this. It'll be way shorter than this. So facelift, DJ turn.
I was thinking of going back to
facelift by losing all this stuff right here.
I was thinking about going back to a goatee.
I did that for about a week, and I couldn't stand it. I could not stand it.
Well, that's just it. I cut it I kept the length so that I didn't have to shave my neck, because I hate shaving my neck because it gets all irritated. So for like 4 years, I have not had to shave my neck. It's been nice.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's just
if I don't shave my neck, I'm gonna have. It'd be out here like this. I've been thinking about shaving off my beard. It's kind of weird because we went all summer with this stuff, and now we're talking about shaving it all off right before fall.
Well, yours was pretty short when I was out there.
Right. Yeah, it was.
It doesn't take long. When I was waiting for it to grow long, that took forever. But I got back from Oklahoma and waited a couple of weeks, and then I cut it. I cut it to the shirt length.
Yeah.
And then it grew pretty fast after that, and I cut it again.
Yeah.
So it's time.
Hey, Reverend Joe. So
very happy to see that I have a real tight neck. I don't have a waddle on my neck.
No waddle, huh?
No waddle under there. It's nice, a nice healthy neck.
Melinda says, so glad I don't have to shave. Yeah. Yeah. It is a, it's a, the thing about it is with a beard and stuff like that. I actually kind of like them. Obviously I really don't like them real scraggly or anything like that. Like this one's getting to be. This one's kind of getting way scragglier than I want it to be. But they serve their purpose, and I tell you what, whenever it's real cold outside, you know what that purpose is.
You don't need a well, not anymore. I cut it off, but this last winter I tucked it in there and my neck was completely covered. No scarf needed.
My beard was about 12 inches long, and the wind blew here in Kansas. Caught it in a racer wheel on my drill and ripped a big old chunk out, so I had to shave. Oh, wow.
That was another thing I had to consider because I once I started going into makers projects more often, I was using tools that I really had to pay attention to that.
Hey, Ginger. Ginger, I was telling a story about the pheasants. I have learned that I can turn the pheasants loose during the day and they can go free range, and they just fly and run and do all this other stuff. And then late in the evening, they'll come back to their coop and they go right in. I mean, it's pretty wild. I did not think that ringneck pheasants would do that, but they do. Hey, Jeff.
Jeff Killian's in here. Good evening.
So, I mean, the one thing I did notice, though, you remember all that when we went out to the cattle, were there chickens running around all out there where the cattle are, Brian? You remember that? The chickens just.
I would say no.
Okay.
Or I don't remember, but I would say no.
There were a bunch of game chickens that were hanging out there with the cattle, and what they do is they follow the cattle around and they dig in the, because the worms and grubs that get into the cow droppings or what manure, and they dig around in that and stuff like that. And well, what I've noticed now is there are no chickens over there, and there are piles of chicken feathers everywhere. So obviously some type of predator has moved in there and has just wiped out the chickens, and they were all those game chickens. So they were the same, the ones that when you hear rooster fights, that's what they were.
What's that saying? There were 28 chickens and 30 cows. How many didn't?
Now what?
There were 38 chickens and 30 cows. All right. There were 30 cows. I forget how it said. It's a riddle. Nobody would get it anyway. But, well, maybe they would. They've heard it. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's a one you would see a lot in shorts and stuff like that.
Yeah. Ginger, I'm thinking it's probably raptors. I think it's birds that are getting them.
You do know on rare occasions stuff like donkeys and horses and cows, and they will eat rodents, and it's weird. I saw it. It's not very common, but it does happen. They usually do it when they have a upset stomach or something. They just kind of know that they need it, and they'll eat it when they get a chance to. Have you ever seen them eat something like that?
I'm trying to figure out how that related to what I was talking about.
Because I was talking about the 28 chickens.
You said they'll eat rodents.
Yeah, rodents. Small animals.
Okay.
Rodents and small animals. I saw it.
No, I've never observed the cattle eat any chickens. I have observed deer eat things like chipmunks and squirrels and stuff like that. Horses will eat pretty much anything, and donkeys and wild pigs. Pigs will eat anything. But so far, I have not observed the cattle eat anything like that. So,
hey there, Elegant Woodcraft. It's Dan. That's the guy who's local to me.
Wendy, they're not. They weren't.
I seen a cow eat a snake once.
I can believe that.
That might have been because the snake was bothering it, and it started out just trying to protect itself and said, well, I'll eat it anyway.
Yeah, I can see a cow eating a snake. That's for sure. I mean, yeah, I tell you what, yeah, a cow will, if something's messing around with its calf or something like that, it'll stomp a mud hole in it. And, and I've watched cows eat after birth. I mean, every time they have a calf, they eat it all. So it's just one of those innate, they know to do it, and they just sit right there and eat it. So,
well, there are a lot of
can eat
species
protein.
that do
Let's
that,
just put it that way. Huh?
Aren't there a lot of species that'll eat the afterbirth?
I know deer will and cattle will. I think it's mostly the grass eaters are the ones that eat the afterbirth.
I meant to say hi to Ginger when she came in, and
Yeah, she's here.
I
was talking to her, so
I know. I saw her come in when you were talking to her, and I never said hi to her, so I wanted to make sure I did.
Yep, we got some red-tailed hawks up here that are. I worry about the pheasants with red-tailed hawks, but I think the pheasants are so fast at everything that they do that it's going to be a lot harder for that hawk to catch them. Seen cats eat their young, yeah.
Yeah, that old lady ate everything. She was
the old lady,
weird lady. She ate the cow and the dog, again, the horse and the fly and the chicken. I wouldn't want to know that old lady. Talking about animals in general. Remember I was telling you about that, what I called a fisher was in the yard. Well, I was talking to my neighbor the other day, and he actually knows where the hole is in the side of underneath the side of his barn, and he says that wasn't a fisher, it was a badger.
Oh yeah.
And that's weird because we don't typically have badgers up here. I mean, that's not a common thing for us to have.
Huh.
So it could very well be that somebody brought it here.
Yeah.
And that happens a lot. I mean, I know my sister about 20 miles from here said they had a bobcat or something like that in their area. And that was, it was one of those cats. I can't remember which one she said it was, but it was not common to the area.
Yeah. Bodie said had a hawk get at one of his chickens 2 years ago. Couldn't take off with it. He chased it off. His chicken passed on. Wendy, Wendy, we're in bear country. You know that, right? I mean, they're everywhere. I mean, they're all around here.
Lori prepping for heaven.
Ginger's got them over there in Georgia. I know we got them all over around here. So we buried a hardware cloth under the run to keep them from digging. See, a fisher is something that, that would be totally alien to us. I know there's things that we see nowadays that we never saw whenever I was younger, and there are things that we saw when we were younger that we don't see anymore. I'll name off one thing that we see now that we never, ever, ever saw whenever I was younger, and that is those river otters. We never had river otters here, and now they have gotten in the creeks over on both sides of where the cattle live, and they go from pool to pool to pool, and they just fish them out. And and sometimes they get in a farm pond, but they haven't gotten into any of ours yet. What we used to have that we don't have now is like horned toads. I used to play with horned toads all the time whenever I was a kid. And we don't have we used to have jackrabbits here whenever I was a kid, and we don't have those anymore. So
Man, we got a lot of frog. I don't know what kind of frog, or they're probably toad. Their toads have warts, right? Okay.
well,
So
these are horned toads, and they're not like a frog. They're like a lizard, but they have horns. And
maybe
so
they're toads. Yours are horny toads, but mine are just toads.
yeah.
There's Mike was making stuff.
Howdy, Mike.
Dan said his neighbors got chickens and something got all of them within a week.
It happens.
Yeah. I don't know how we got away with stuff like that. I haven't seen any more ticks lately, but man, our lawnmower is in the shop, and it's one of those weeks where we had let the lawn go longer than normal, and then we go to try to use the lawnmower, and it's not, the belt's off, and we said, well, we might as well have it serviced and have the belt, all this stuff redone, and so we won't get that back till next week. So our lawn should look pretty nice by then. There's some parts of it that weren't mowed in 2 weeks. So that's going to be fun to catch up on it.
It'll be a lot of fun. If you had cows, you could just run them in there on it.
I'll bring them up. Put them on that trailer.
So I'm sitting here reading. Melinda says that they used to have horny toads whenever she was younger, and they're not around anymore. And Wendy used to see them, but they don't ever see them anymore.
Just get a goat. No, thank you. Goats stink. No, thanks. As long as you don't run over baby those. Okay, the baby bunnies are the very morning after I videotaped them last, they were gone.
Yep.
They weren't gone. I mean, I saw the one came out of this from underneath the steps. They probably, I mean, we have those it's an evergreen plant, but it's more on the ground. Junipers, are they called junipers? So rabbits like to hide in those once they get big enough to.
Those mamas will move them babies.
Yeah, she might have.
We found a little rabbit's nest in one of Christine's garden boxes, right in it. I mean, she kept hearing squeaking when she was out there watering the plants and stuff like that. She kept hearing squeaking and everything. And we looked and looked and looked and looked, and we never did find anything. And then one day we were out there, and she said, I think I see the ground moving in this one spot when they squeak. So I dug around right there, and sure enough, there was a whole nest of baby rabbits right there. And I said, what do you want me to do? And she said, just leave them alone. But I dug out away from a little bit, and I guess the mama rabbit came back, and she figured out, oh, something's been over here. So she moved them. I mean, she picked them up and carried them off.
Well, I also think that, I mean, those rabbits they grew and they didn't fit in their nest anymore. So yeah. I think they moved themselves, or she moved them and they kind of went along or whatever. Howdy. Bar Run Forge, Farm Forge is in here. Good evening. Thanks for stopping in.
And James, I saw your thing about California having a lot of jackrabbits. I don't care. I'm not going to California. I don't care what they got.
Yeah.
California, I tell you what, if we had to go to California, it's going to be bad enough going to Seattle. I mean, I'm having nightmares about going to Seattle, all right? But if I had to go to California to go to Alaska, I probably just wouldn't go. So
Don't be scared, Johnny.
Yeah, I'm scared. I'm not going. Yeah. I was, they've been talking about all this gerrymandering stuff, and I've been looking at some of these maps of these blue states of how they have their voting districts all lined up. My gosh, it's it's crazy.
Melinda Dobson's in here,
Nuts.
and Leanne Gunther.
Yeah, can't carry on planes or ships, right? And I hate that. I'm gonna feel like
Naked.
I am. I literally am. I was wondering how long it would take John to bring that up. What, gerrymandering?
I know that you had a gun when we were on the 4-wheeler, but I don't remember you having one any other time. Maybe you just didn't show it to me.
There was always a gun within reach of me. Let's just put it that way.
Well, it wasn't something I was looking for, so if you were putting it somewhere else, I wouldn't have seen it.
So, but yeah, I'm hoping maybe Sunday or something that Christine picked up a couple of guns for us this week. We had we actually put them in layaway like a month and a half ago over here at a place called the Silenced Barrel. It's a little bitty gun store that's way out in the middle of nowhere in basically the back room of a restaurant and a convenience store. And so I bought a Marlin model 1895 4570 rifle, and Christine got the Marlin 1894 in 357 Magnum. So we are looking forward to shooting those. And I already had an 1895 in 4570, but it was the stainless and gray laminate, really beautiful rifle. But I wanted a blued one with a wood, the wood color stock, so I got this one. So
Kevin Ellis is in here. Thanks for stopping in.
Hey, Brook Trout.
And Brook Trout won. Yeah, I guess when I leave the house, I go keys, wallet, phone. You guys go key, wallet, phone, gun.
I heard Mike. I heard Mike over there. It seems like every time I get on one of Mike's lives over at MT Homestead, he's ranting about snakes. And I know that whenever I was a kid, the only snake that we didn't kill was the little bitty the grass snakes. We didn't kill those. But we killed every other snake we saw. And in my older age now, it has to be a poisonous snake or I won't kill it. I mean, it has to be a copperhead, rattlesnake, and there may be a time I get in my life where I won't even do that. I don't know. I just know that I hate rats way more than I hate snakes. Let's just put it that way. And snakes equal rats going away. So
I had a pet rat when I was a kid.
I hate rats.
You would have liked this rat.
I wouldn't.
You would too have liked this rat.
I'm telling you, I wouldn't like it.
It was an awesome rat.
I would not like it.
Everybody in the family even my mom wasn't afraid of it.
I'm sorry.
It's just like a little Dexter.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was a rat.
He was awesome. He would let you hold him. He was just like Dexter. He'd get up in your lap and sleep.
No, he wouldn't.
Yes, he would. I tell you. I'm
Hey,
gonna get that rat before my next trip to see you.
Yeah, you're not bringing a rat over here. Dexter can come all he wants, but you don't bring rats here.
Whole family?
Melinda says nope, no rats or snakes. So Melinda, if snakes equal no rats.
Well, the funny thing about it, how I got that rat is my brother had a pet snake, and he went and got mice and a rat. I don't know why he got a rat, and it was too big, and the snake couldn't do anything with it. So it ended up being my pet, and I had him for like 2 years, from a little baby. Yeah. Now, I wouldn't want to mess with a rat that was, like wild and feral. No. But a rat that you raised from a little baby is
you know what? Rat crap and urine stink no matter what. It doesn't matter if it's tame or feral. It's the nastiest stuff that ever was. You get antivirus from it. Yeah,
lick it.
Done with rats.
I didn't lick any of it.
Both will be gone if I see them. Period. I had a pet Burmese pie.
Yeah, snake. The snake was the one that stunk. Why would you want a pet snake?
Snakes do. There are several snakes. I tell you what, a cottonmouth water moccasin is one of the stinkiest snakes that ever was. You can smell those things before you see them, and that's pretty good. Elegant Woodcraft says, "Don't lick it."
Yeah,
I just see you're playing with this rat.
That's probably why you don't like rats, because
if
you're licking on it.
If you're handling a rat, right?
You did not
rat urine all over your hands. It don't matter. I don't
trust
care.
me. If
you have to pee in your hand,
if that thing stunk, my mom wouldn't have had it in the house. She wouldn't have let me have it. It was like having a hamster or something. Actually, it's better than a hamster because rats are pretty smart. Pretty cool. I had a little leash for them. I used to walk them around the yard or down the street.
Ginger said Joey would have burned my truck to the asphalt if he had known there was one in it while he was riding in it in my truck. Yeah.
Now, would you have a pet chipmunk?
No.
They're pretty cool too. I've never had a pet chipmunk, or I'd like to. I'd like to have the opportunity to have a pet chipmunk. That would be pretty cool.
No. They're just tree rats of some sort.
Something happened. It might just be as simple as the fact that they were doing all that concrete work and banging around and stuff, but all the rodents that were in the area are gone.
Well, that's good. Maybe you got some snakes.
I don't know about snakes. And I don't see any hawks or anything like that. It could be that badger. Badger will eat anything. He don't care.
Yeah, badger will eat them.
Have you ever watched that video that was pretty viral about honey badger don't give a crap?
No, I haven't seen it. Rats kill chickens. I agree.
Honey badger don't care.
I tell you what's crazy is to go out there in the chicken coop like at night sometimes. I've gone out there and those mice will just be running everywhere out there. And every time I'm going, man, come on, snake, where are you? We need to get a snake in here. They eat eggs. Closest I ever got to a rodent pet was 2 ferrets.
And they smelled awful.
Day, but they were fun. Huh.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd want a ferret. The minks are supposed to be pretty cool. I don't know if they stink or not.
Don't rats get in the hay bales? Oh, absolutely. They sure do. Rats get in the hay, Todd. But you know what? If those hay bales are on fire, they don't like it.
Rat don't like that.
Yeah.
Burning hay bale.
I'll tell you what.
Johnny knows about her burning hay bale. Is that the first time anything like that's happened to you?
Oh, it's the first time, and I hope it's the last time that ever happens. That is the craziest thing ever.
Well, you handled it pretty good. God was with you.
I'm telling you, because I could have burnt everything I had. I mean, it was that thing was fully, when I saw it. Now there's a picture of it on my video on the thumbnails, a picture of the back bales on fire. But when I actually saw it myself, it was fully engulfed. I mean, that picture was taken by someone's security camera when I was driving by their house. I don't even know who it was, and they put it on Facebook. I snagged that picture off of Facebook and used it for my thumbnail. So trailer.
Had it been burning for a while before you noticed it?
It don't take long. Is that for a?
I guess you would have smelled it.
No, how you smell it whenever you're driving down the road and it's behind you. I mean, you got the wind carrying away from you. You got the wind carrying away from you.
Maybe the wind was blowing over the other way.
Well, the wind ain't outrunning my truck. Let's just put it that way. So
it looked like you were hauling. I mean, that picture was a still picture, but it looked like because of the way the flames were going.
Yeah, I'm moving on, but you know, but
no. Well,
when I saw it, the entire trailer was engulfed, and right now I have 2 fire extinguishers in my truck. Now I do. And that's not to put hay out with. I'm telling you, you can't put it out with fire extinguishers. But you can create a hole maybe to where you can get to that thing to dump it, or you can get to your jack to get it off of your truck if it's too far gone to get the trailer off of your truck. That's the reason.
Did you do that barehanded?
I did. And I don't know how in the world I did not burn my hands plumb to the bone. Because everything everything was just smoked. It was hot.
Do you have any burning sensation? I mean, did it go away already? Anything that you said you got burned a little bit?
Pretty much. The worst thing that I had from it, besides I was burned on both arms right here. I was burned here and I was burned here.
Did you upgrade your insurance to cover trailers?
Tomorrow. So, and there's a reason for that, because today it's the craziest thing ever. They were supposed to deliver tires for the trailer. We ordered them through Amazon. They were supposed to come in on Wednesday. Monday evening, because Tuesday morning I just happened to walk out there and I could see down our driveway past our gate, and I was like, what is out there? And this was Tuesday morning, like 8:30 in the morning. I looked out there and I go, what is that out there? So I walked out there. It was all 4 of our brand new tires stacked next to the mailbox. And you know, our mailbox is way out there on the county road. So I mean, they're like, and when I say stacked, I mean thrown out of the back of the truck right there in a pile. And I don't know how in the world those tires stayed there overnight, because there's nobody. I mean, there's no security out there whatsoever. And anybody could have just grabbed all 4 of those brand new tires and drove off, and I'd have never even know they even came. But
Boondock Build came in. Builds came in. Thank you for coming in. Nice to see you.
Thank you, Todd. You're right. It was a wheel bearing on the truck. Hey, Rebecca.
Yeah, that would be. What was I going to say about that?
There's like 4 people a day who drive your road. That's pretty well it, Bill. But those 4 people that drive it, I wouldn't trust 3 of them with anything.
Paleto Creations came in, and so did Thunderstick Homestead.
Yep. Hey, Bowen.
Well, see, you could have, the worst things that could have happened is you could have burned your trailer, burned your truck, whatever. But fortunately, or what would have been even worse is if you burned somebody else's property.
Yeah. Hi, Peter. And that's the thing on the Facebook page. If anybody has Facebook and they want to see and hear and see what people said, there's a Facebook group called Woodall Watch. Just put that in. You'll probably find it. And that's where that post ended up, and there were people in there going, I hope they catch that guy and make him pay for. And I was like, are you guys kidding me? I was standing right there with the fire department when they were putting all this out. I mean, I was right there. I gave them my insurance information. I gave them all my, my name, my address. I gave them everything. So
would they make out like it was a hit and run or a burn and run?
They act like I did, like I lit my trailer on fire on purpose and just was driving around with a lit trailer, just trying to burn everybody out or something.
Modern day Evel Knievel, huh? Yeehaw! Did you go yeehaw?
Yeah. But yeah, I'm doing a video right now of actually putting the trailer back together. I've got new tail lights for it. I got the tires put on today. So I've got that done. I'm going to do the tires tomorrow. I'm going to pressure wash it. I'm going to try to rub most of that black nasty stuff off of it. I've got to check the wheel bearings in it, and I'm going to put insurance on it, and hopefully I'll be hauling hay again. I'm hoping by Friday.
Did you hear the narrator from the Dukes of Hazzard come over the speaker? That good old boy burning down the
road. People don't have brain cells. It's me, Thunderstick. I'm people. A lot of folks are just brain dead. I couldn't believe what those people were saying about, I was like, it was an accident, guys. I wasn't trying to, Waylon Jennings. I wasn't trying to drive around like that, and I didn't not intentionally do anything. And that's what it all came down to. It came down to intent. When it was all said and done, it came down to, did I light something at any point in time? Did I use a flame in any purpose? Was I intentionally? I don't even smoke a cigarette, so I didn't even have that to throw out the window to catch something on fire. So, since I didn't do anything like that whatsoever, the insurance company and the fire department determined that it was actually absolutely an act of God. And so, there you go.
Good Lord, there's fire. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I sure didn't have time for it. I didn't enjoy it at all. Not at all.
Wailing Jennings.
Yeah. I think they're saying that's who was the announcer for Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah.
So, well, I tell you what, I miss those old shows. Big time.
I miss they keep showing these short and where you go through the shorts feeds and they show the 80s and stuff. Man, life was so much simpler then.
He was the narrator, says James Hall. Hey, Sean.
Is in here.
I love Me TV. Lots of old shows. There's a good one right there.
I think he means MTV.
No, Me TV. You can go to Me TV and it's got the old stuff on it.
Yeah. I think I remember.
And you can go. I mean, you can go on YouTube and find a bunch of that old stuff. Grit TV is really good too. But YouTube, you can go on there and watch pretty much all the Andy Griffith stuff you want and stuff like that. Memorable TV is Me TV. Sean, you just replaced the front wheel bearing. You replaced the whole hub assembly on a Dodge today.
Have any of my makers ever used coffee grounds in glue as either a filler or well, I guess you can glue up your wood to each other with it too.
Question. Until somebody answers him on that, because I haven't. Adventure weight 70s and 80s were the best of times for a lot of things. And that's right. I was listening to people talking about how bad the interest rates were in like 1981 and stuff like that. Well, I can tell you in 1980, it wasn't 81, but in 83 or 84, I bought a house. And yes, the interest was high, but yes, I paid it. Working the job that I had, and which wasn't, I think it was fast food. I was working fast food at the time. So, it was a good time. I mean, so.
What a waste of coffee. It's used coffee. I can't use it again. Might as well. Well, what is it used for? Says Dan from I can't think. Elegant Woodcraft. A wood filler. Say you're using dark wood and you have something you need to fill, or you can actually use it with resin.
Tom bought this for him in 83. Yep. So coffee grounds are good to make a stain for wood, says Lori. Prepping for heaven. And I can tell you what, guys, at some point tonight, Lori will be live. She will be live because she's live every night. And it doesn't matter how late it is, Lori will be on there. So I'm just saying, if you guys are looking for a live later tonight, Lori will be live. Just saying. I never heard of a slow food diner, but I've seen and been to several fast food places. Reverend Joe, I'm going to tell you about a slow food diner. I can tell you about one right now. It's called Jency's. Jency's is a place over here, and it used to be Grandpa's store and Where the Red Fern Grows. If you ever watched the original movie, Where the Red Fern Grows with Stuart Peterson as the little boy, Jency's is that store. It's the actual one. And when we go to eat there, we take Uno cards with us so we can sit there and play Uno, because there's no cell service there at all. So we all just sit there and play cards until the food comes. And usually eating is a 3.5 hour to 4 hour proposition there.
That's so service.
Lori is live in the morning.
I'm gonna have to watch that. I'm gonna have to watch that movie before. I mean, I know I watched it when I was like in 6th grade, but I just don't remember a whole lot about it. And then maybe you can take me to a couple of those spots.
Yeah, if you come back out, when you come back out, if they're open, I'll take you over there. We'll take our cards with us and we'll eat there one day. It is amazing food. Don't get me wrong. It's worth the wait. But a lot of people just don't have that kind of time, because you will literally kill your whole Saturday afternoon trying to eat there. So I'm just saying. If I open my restaurant, there'll be a sign on the door saying, if you want fast food, you won't find it here. Yeah. Light coffee on fire. Burns all day, keeps the mosquitoes away. but it didn't stay lit. Coffee grounds will also stain your shirt, says Ginger. Yeah. Yeah, I heard that, Bill. All cell phones will connect to Starlink before long. So you'll be able to call no matter where you are. So, and you know what? The guys that come down to that deer lease down there where Brian went with me that time. Believe it or not, Brian, we have fiber optic that runs right to that camp right there. We have fiber optic on that pole. And I have told those guys, I tell you what, guys, I will pay to hook up the Wi-Fi stuff right here if we can just have, because I'm sitting there thinking I can do, I can sit there and actually edit at night and put out videos while I'm staying down there. And they won't have none of it. They're like, nope, we ain't having none of that down here. I said, I can't even do it on my own. Nope, because it'll try to hook to our phones and they'll start ringing and, people will get a hold of us and stuff like that. I'm like, really?
Can you do it for yourself?
Wi-Fi anybody that, I'm sure they just don't even want to see that they can connect to it. They don't want it.
Yeah.
They're so,
the purpose of going and doing stuff like that is
this bunch is those guys. I've been down there since 1998. And I remember whenever I first got on there, they said, we'll never have a 4-wheeler on this place. We're not having them. There's no ATVs ever going to be on this place. Now everybody's got an ATV down there. And then
I have gas in it too.
Then it was going to be, we're not going to have, let's see, what all weren't we going to have? Feeders is one thing we weren't going to have. We weren't going to have feeders. We weren't going to put out any mineral blocks. We weren't going to do this. We weren't going to do that. And now but
Johnny comes in, he's got cameras and feeders.
I've been there the whole time. I've been there ever since everybody's been there. I've been there the entire time. And so, it's just, but now they have all that stuff, but I can't get them over the Wi-Fi, edge.
Yeah. And Dale says good night already. She's out of here, I guess. She's got her lipstick off and her jammies on. She said,
it is. All right.
Almost. By the time I finish saying thank you for everybody that came into my chat and all my moderators for protecting my channel. I appreciate it. And there's Rambling with the Brahms just came in. And Johnny for coming up on panel. Thank you. And we'll see you next week, Wednesday, 9 o'clock Central. Bye for now. Strobe.